Hi guys, good morning. Why? Why are you nervous? Oh, wow. That's great, Sanhot. I'm happy for you. Then share it with us so we can find you. What are you promoting? Is it a service or products? Oh, I love cats. Oh, yeah, I want to check it out. I'm a cat person. Oh, oh, I'm happy for you. Yes, congratulations, Anna. I know that's not your name, and probably, I don't know. I think it's not your name, Sana, but I always call you Sana. Hola, Alison. Good morning. Buen día. Yes, but you know I'm talking about you when I say Sana. I actually got used to that. I don't know why, but I do picture you like a Sana. Hello, Samara. Oh, I'm going to put you, Samara, like a moderator, just in case we have racist people coming in the chat. I think I know how to do it. I think I have the option. Yes, I think I done it, Samara. I don't know how it works. I don't know if your name is going to say that you are the moderator, but I already done it. Oh, yes. Yes. Yes, share it on Discord, Sanahort, if you're not there. But of course, in the chat is okay. If you don't mind, it's okay. I will follow you. I will follow you with my English, with my Spanish Instagram account, but I will follow you. I tried to open the English one, but no one joined, so I deleted it. Hi, Spirit. Good morning. Ah, okay. You have to tell us who are you in the chat if you have another user, so we know that it's you. Okay, guys, let's pull a card for today, for today's live for us, to see what we have available today as a group, as a community. Okay, I've been giving the rose. I've been giving... Yes, just the good thing is that you started, it. You know, once you started, it's like it's already on, you know. That's the important thing. Sometimes to start, we take a long time to start things just because we are afraid. Um, let's pull a card for today. Oh, we have the Hermit. So I think that probably for us today, the people that were here or the people that are going to watch this later, the Hermit card actually invite us to go within. You know, somehow to a bit isolate yourself to find the answers that you're looking for. You know, that it's okay to take a moment to rest, to, I wouldn't say hide, but it will be a very introspective style. You know, like, okay, I'm going inwards, I'm connecting with myself, I'm connecting with what's going on with me. I'm not like, you know, like opening like to socialization or like, oh, I'm going out and I'm going to share with a lot of people. It's more like today I'm going to stay on my own, or I'm going to reflect on my matters that probably we do have a lot of things to reflect on, or a lot of things that we have to pendant, that we need to, you know, observe, and that we need to somehow pay attention to. And we can only do this when we are on our own, when we are by ourselves, when we are uh, in our own worlds and in our loneliness. Sometimes, you know, it's like, okay, this is the path for you today. This is the energy for you. That actually, yes, you can be on your own or you can be lonely, but just take that moment to go within yourself, you know, go inwards, see what's going on, see what you want to do with yourself. If there's something that you want to fix, like reflect on it. Like, it's very personal. The Hermit is something that is very personal. It's not each one of us, we know what we have to do, we know ourselves, we know. Just that there are people that sometimes, to go on a hermit mode, there are people that panic when they have to face themselves, you know, when they have to be on their own. Just like there's people that panic when they have to be with others, or when they have to share with others in a public space. There's people that actually panic when they have to face themselves and be by themselves. You know, it's like, okay, oh, what do I do here? Like, I don't want to listen to myself. I don't want to pay attention to me. Like, I want to avoid whatever is going on in my head. So, yes. So how are you guys? How have been your days? How are you today? How's the weather over there where you are? Here it's a bit warm, but I don't know. My allergies are going crazy. Like, I have a headache. Oh my. Oh. A spirit, In Florida, yes. Spirit, do you have anxiety? Oh, it's still cold. Because I mentioned in the title the word anxiety. Oh, it's rainy here. So I don't know if you do you have anxiety or do you feel anxious? Is that something that you're working on? Mm. Yes, yes. I was thinking about that more because sometimes I do receive comments of people that they ask me to read for a certain someone, especially a dynamic reading, and they are like, oh, because I think that this person is like this to this person, and I think and I believe that this and that, and I'm worried and I'm sad and oh no, and I think that that's what I always try to avoid, those kinds of recommendations. And I definitely do respect people's opinions, and of course that this is why I ask you to recommend me subjects to read about. But yes, sometimes I'm like, maybe you should go inwards, you should do the hermit with yourself and see what's going on with you, and that this idol or this situation is causing you so much anxiety, like what's going on, because to be honest, I think that sometimes maybe yes, some news comes out about certain certain rumors and stuff, but I think that it's more like it's the public that they get all nervous about that. And for me, it's like, for me, I think that the people involved, they are really like probably chilling at their houses, something like that. Hi, Maruska. That's um my my perspective. Sometimes the fans worry so much, or they drag so much a thing that happened in the past, and and they try to make it sad and hurtful, and oh, let's remember when they started they didn't have anything and they were like this, and then, yes, and there's also war in the world that we're living in, and people died in the pandemic, and our finances are not doing very well. So sometimes it's like I can I can be like, oh, if you tell me that actually, I don't know, an idol had to go through surgery or had to get a certain treatment because of their health. I'm like, I'm not worried, I'm more like relief that they actually are announcing it, because it means that they are taking care of it. And that probably the rehabilitation process is going to also be an opportunity for them to rest, which sometimes they do not have. So, mm, you're talking about how they like to drag in struggles of a group, or if the group has actually done something wrong. There's this sense of like, oh, your bias is struggling. Oh, but you don't know the story of my bias or of my favorite group. They really had it tough back then. And it's like, but they are okay now. I mean, guys, we all have a history. We all do. And I'm sure that our struggles of today is going to be also a memory in the future if we overcome it. So there's this, yes. So this is why sometimes I worry more about the fans than actually the artists themselves. It's not a competition, exactly, exactly. Because I think I heard a YouTuber actually done a very critical thinking, a bit harsh, but she was very honest about that having been struggling in your career is not a personality trait or is not a badge of honor. It's like it's okay to say that your favorites or your bias had issues or that they went through moments of uncertainty, but it's like yes, we all have, like, you know Stacey is still bringing up this until this day, the survival shows. I didn't even know they were in survival show. I learned about that on Kingdom, I think. K-pop stars, especially certain fandom, loves playing the Oppression Olympics. Yes. It's like, it could also be a marketing strategy, guys. It's like, and I think I also heard this same YouTuber talk about how um, it's not necessary for your favorite to actually talk about their mental health issues so you can be like, oh, I'm going to buy more albums because he was dealing with anxiety. I don't know. It seems like the it was a very twisted combination of who do you feel more sorry for, and I think that, like I always say, is until I don't see a diagnosis, I don't quick judge nor put a label on someone, because these are very serious conditions and they don't go away that easy. No matter how you try, you know, it affects you. Yes. Actually, idols and artists, they do have a training on how to cope with criticism, even though of course they can struggle with that, of course, but they do have a training about how to deal with difficult, just like when we are in customer service, that we sometimes have, I wouldn't say lessons, but we have like a course or a chat or a talk about how to deal with difficult clients, for example, or how to deal with rejection, or how to deal with not knowing what to do, or how to deal with, I don't know, a stage talking in public, or having a speech on front of people. We are given these tools, so I'm sure that idols do get them as well, because they are the instrument of their labor, of their work. So they must know those things. So to be like, oh no, he didn't know, or no, he is like, they have the cameras all the time in their faces. Do you think they don't know? Guys, when I used to work as a salesperson, I couldn't even chew gum. I couldn't in front of people. I couldn't even like have a candy or drink water. I could, but not in front of the client. Like I had to do it backstage. So if we compare a salesperson's style or way of working, don't you think that an idol does have those tools as well? K-pop idols are also trained how to give interviews and how to handle certain things. Yes? Mm-hmm. Yes, they do. They even have acting classes. Mm. Their image is definitely very much micromanaged. This is why in some of their lives, be lives, you notice that they are not alone in the room, that there's someone with them, that they have someone, they even take breaks to ask for permission to talk about a certain thing, especially when they want to talk about, I don't know, a favorite movie or a favorite song or a favorite K-drama, that they are like, can I talk about this? And they say it. Can I talk about this? Is it okay if I talk about this? Mm-hmm. They have managers to watch over them. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing that I don't know if maybe, guys, you can help me understand a bit. Because I mean, I actually do ship myself, but even I can see script. Yes, they must have their skinship moments, so you can observe that as an outsider and be like, oh, these two look good together, or these two are very loving towards each other. So I think that they like each other. Of course, they like each other, but maybe not in that way. But they do it, like a very sensual thing or a very flirtatious thing. So yes, to fit the audience. The other day, I was watching, at least in the beginning, and it grows into real friendship with time. And I think that they must choose who they want to have a skinship. They are like, okay, we have this member that we think that could go well with this member, or probably the most popular ones, like, okay, guys, this is your moment. um, the other day I follow a YouTuber that she is from Latin America. And she's really funny because she does lives, but she also does this sort of like very hilarious somehow like videos, like they are like documentaries or opinion. And she's called Insolienta or La Insolenta. I think it's La Insolenta. It's in Spanish because I think that either she is from Nicaragua or somewhere, and she's hilarious. And the other day, she did this live where she mentioned about what happened with Taeyong, NCT 127 Taeyong. And that the Sasangs were calling him during the live, and then he had this, yes, that one, La Insolenta, that one. Yes, I watch her because it's hilarious what she does. I love it. I love her energy as well. Definitely there's a lot of work in her videos and in her lives. She definitely keeps it really fun and entertaining, and the community is also very very respectful. But she tries to keep it funny. This is something that I think that is very important when we think about K-pop. That it doesn't have to be always dramatic. The news of the week, for example. Like, yes, we can talk about a serious subject, but let's also laugh a bit. Like, come on. She's great. And she was, we talk about this in one of my lives about how Taeyong looks, and he actually asked on his V Live to people stopped calling him because he was afraid. Because he, in his face, you can definitely see that there was a mix of sadness and frustration, because it must be tough, guys. These people must receive these kinds of calling all the time. So, but I was like, you know, we know what the purpose of these callings are. You know, we know that supposedly these people or these Assange or these obsessive fans, they have his number. So in order for them to know if this is the right number, they call during a Be Live, so they can watch it on live. It is if it's ringing or not, or if the telephone is ringing or not. For what I know, they obviously, to do the Be Live, I think that they use someone else's phone, you know, to do the Be Live and record themselves. Then they have their own cell phones on the side, you know. So they have two phones. But I don't know. They call it this, and Woyan called them out immediately. This is the thing, because it's obvious that they are, it's the same, you know, I am a regular person with a regular job. I don't have two phones. I have only one to go live. Yes, she was from the US. So, for example, whenever I go live here, first of all, I have my phone on silent mode, if I remember. I have it on silent mode. Second, I turn off the notifications because I don't want messengers to come into my life, because I have this hour and I'm going to do live. And I only have one phone. Okay? So, he has his phone and he's recording his live in other phone. So what I don't understand, especially because for me it's like, okay, you want me to react, or say, I mean, you are expecting that I somehow look at the phone and be like, oh, they're calling me again. So if I were them, I wouldn't be, while I'm doing the Be Live, I wouldn't be looking at my phone. If you have that phone, if you are live, people know that you are doing a live. So, you know, like, I would ignore it. I would, like, I know that probably they use the other phone to read the comments, but I'm like, if I know that this is their tactic to know if I'm receiving the call, I wouldn't give them the pleasure to know it. This is what I'm saying. I don't know why they are so pendant on the phone. Like, I would put it away, honestly. Just like I am right now, guys. I mean, I don't have two phones. But if I had, I wouldn't be like, oh, someone's calling me right now, guys. No. I'm I'm with you guys. These hours I selected them to talk to you. And I'm a nobody. But I did arrange myself this way. But not in the sense of being like critic towards them. You know, I'm sure they have their reasons to have their cell phones. But me thinking from, oh, these people want to know if this is my number. So I'm not going to give you hints that I'm receiving the call. Something like that. I'm ghosting you. If I'm right, the live phone is the company's or the manager. I think I think Wono said it. They just keep calling through midnight and won't stop. They keep leaving calls and messages. I understand that it must be exhausting. But you know, what actually what I was referring is this, you know, that I wouldn't want to give them the proof that yes, you are calling me and I'm seeing that you are calling me during a live so you can see my face transform, you know. Because it doesn't matter, because they will still continue to call, because this is not just one person, this is thousands of people. And this is because someone leaks the information. Someone sells these numbers. Someone sells these numbers to all of the groups, to all of the members. It's like, who number do you want? I have it all here. I would change my number, even if I have to do it a lot of times. But it's so sad. It's so sad. But it's like I tell you, maybe there must be a sort of mafia of that they. What is wrong with these big girls that are so obsessed? How old are they usually? Sasan selling phone numbers. Wow, $500 a K-pop. Yes, for me the company staff. It's not to drag them, because I know that there are a lot of hardworking people in the staff, you know, and that is thanks to the staff that we have the content and we have the amazing work that they do. There are a lot of staff that definitely they don't sleep to make our idols look good. But I'm sure there are some of them that are just very awful people, just like in any work, you know, that you encounter these people that they just can keep things confidential. You know, it doesn't matter how many contracts you make them sign, you know, somehow if you do not threat them in some way, they will not stay silent. That's one of the things that I do admire of Hives or Big Hits management team, because they definitely have people and staff that I'm sure they know a lot of things about the guys, because they are with them, they had been with them for a long time, but you never see comments about BTS. Never, never. Either they are really well paid, I think they're really well paid, and there's also a very strict contract that somehow puts them in a situation of, okay, I cannot mess up, or I cannot, you know, I'm working for this company, so, you know, I need my job, or, you know, just my opinion. But don't they like some mystery to their idol, like a kind of suspense of not knowing them? Yes, I don't want to know that much about them, because I know we will get disappointed, guys. This is why I think that in tarot readings, yes, I do read what it's available, but sometimes I'm like, I'm not going to read that, because um, I think they made them sign NDAs. Hello, Eva. Yes, I admire them, definitely, and not just BTS. I think that it's TXT as well. TXT, um, but with TXT is something really like for me sometimes it's a bit creepy how everyone is obsessed to be friends with Subin or Jeonjun. Like, I don't understand it. You know, is there a kind of like for me they're really nice guys, but there seems to be a lot of idols that they are like, oh, I'm friends with Subin, or trying to, when he was seen, trying to get his attention. And for me, Subin is just Subin, like, or the other guy, Jeonjun. I don't know what is it. I felt sorry for Erin because it's like everyone were looking at Subin and no one was looking at Erin. He was like this magnet. I don't know. Big Hit strictness reminds me of how Sasang enters Starship building and touch. Oh, and they did that to the boys as well. They entered the building and took a few things with them. I don't know, guys. It makes me feel sick to my stomach, honestly. I don't, I just thinking about someone touching those people, like, why, why would you touch them? Also, the Stray Kids. I think it was yesterday. I was watching a TikToker doing a live. She is a Korean girl. She's a Korean woman. That she works in the beauty scene, in the makeup scene, but she is from Paraguay, that is in Latin America. But she talks a bit of like, yes, because Paraguay has their own Guarani language, and there's a mix of Spanish, but they don't talk Spanish entirely. So she does speak in Spanish, but it's a bit like, she's still learning a few words, but her accent is very strong. And I was in her live, because I found her very funny, very straightforward, and she was eating in a restaurant while recording the Be Live, and there was she was telling a story that happened to her while she was in the restaurant, that these three young guys came to her, and they were like, oh, you are that famous TikToker, right? You are that famous TikToker. They just came up straight to her, and they were like, "Oh, you are you Korean? Are you Japanese? Are you And they were like, saying hi in the different Asian languages, but in a very like, they wanted to take a picture with her. They would get really close to her, and she was really annoyed. She was telling that experience, and while she was still in live, she would look at the window, because she was telling us that the people were still there, that the guys were still hanging out in the era, and they would pass, through the street, and she could see them while she was sitting inside. So they were like stalking her, and she was like, yes, I can be a TikToker. I mean, I'm not a celebrity, but yes, I can be like a TikToker, but I can, before being a Korean person or a foreigner, I am a human being. So don't come to me like this, like, oh, you are going, let's take a picture, let's take a selfie. She was shook. She was shook. She was ready to punch someone because she was so nervous, so angry, and I felt so secondhand embarrassment, because I think that, we here in Latin America, we are very spontaneous, and yes, sometimes we get too close to people, or we talk to them too informally. We don't know that we do it. uh, you have to learn to reframe yourself, understand that there's space, there's like a distance. But I understand that for Asian people, for a stranger to come to them very, very, like, in their, it was awful. She was like so, I mean, I felt sorry for her because I would be creeped out, but she was even more mortified. She was angry. Was she in Korea or Latin? She was in Korea, in Latin America. Yes, she is in Paraguay. She is in Paraguay. But she definitely, you can tell by her style of clothing and obviously her features that she is Korean. And that's also something that I was like, people are so ignorant or they are annoying on purpose because the comments, in the TikTok, they were like, are you Korean? They would always ask, always, like spam in the chat, are you Korean? She has the Korean adjective in her username. So can you not read like or here in Argentina, we also have these TikTokers that they are born in Argentina, but they look Korean. But if you listen to them, if you listen to them and their accent, they do look Korean, but they speak in Argentinian accent. So they are Argentinian because they are born in our country. So they are Argentinian. Yes, they look Korean, but they are Argentinian. I don't understand why is it so hard for people to understand that you can have certain features. Like, come on, we are in 2022. What's going on with these people being ignorant? Like, yes, she can look Korean, but don't you see? Aren't you listening to her? Speaking that she speaks. She even was like, and she's very Argentinian, like because she knows all our, the words that we use, the traditional drinks that we drink. She drinks it the same way we do it. So she is Argentinian, and there's like, oh, but do you live in Korea? No, I live in Argentina. Oh, when will you go to live in Korea? No, I'm staying in Argentina because I am Argentinian. Have you gone to Korea? And she's like, yes, I have, but for a very short time because she just doesn't like Korea. She doesn't feel, she and her husband, because they are both Korean, but they are, look, her this TikToker, her husband's name is Gabriel. He has a Spanish name. He is he's Korean. His parents are Korean, but since he was born in Argentina, he has a Spanish name. His name is Gabriel. But they are like, oh, but were you born in Korea? No. And they have a daughter. They have a daughter that is Argentinian. But they are just really sweet. They are really spontaneous. That's one thing that I think that there's no need to clarify. That their body language, their expression, you definitely can tell that they are one of us because we Latin people, we express ourselves in different ways. The Korean people that they are just Korean and born and raised there, they have certain etiquettes, and they're a bit like distant, a bit cold. But the ones that are born here in Latin America, they definitely absorb our culture and our way of expression. So, people are really ignorant. Trolls on character killing time instead of being productive, yes. 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 That's why I don't want to do a live on TikTok, because I think that I will get a lot of these trolls, and I don't want that. But I don't have the amount of followers to do a live anyway. So the other day I was realizing that. You remember I told you I wanted to do a TikTok live, and I was like, oh no, you cannot do it because you don't have uh, 1,000 subscribers. So it's like, or followers. It's like here. It's like, but are you watching any K-dramas, guys? I was watching Forecasting Weather and Love, the Song Kang series. It's really entertaining. It's not that deep, but it's really entertaining. And yesterday I started the first episode of Tomorrow. I think it's called Tomorrow. That one of the lead guys is an SF9 member, the one that is really tall. But I seen that kind of. I was interested because it seemed to be of spirits and a bit of horror or suspense, but it reminds me of other series that I watched. So I don't think I will continue watching. Oh yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I think I'm referring to the Magne. I think he's the Magne. Is it Rowan? Is it possible that there's a member that is called Rowan? I think he's one of the tallest. Rowan. Rowan, Rowan, Rowan. Yes, that one. He's actually a great actor, actually. Yes, I enjoy his character. He's hilarious. He's hilarious. But I think that the plot is a bit like. I would watch it for him because he's hilarious. But I think that that plot has been done before, where they are chasing spirits and stuff. Yes. Mm-hmm. Exactly. I watched Mystic Pop. I watched that because of Sanjay, and really, I did watch Imitation. Oh, look, 80s Juno is my bias of 80s. I was excited to see him there. I know there's other guys, all the other members, but the female lead. I couldn't stand her. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was really bad. The one that I think that did a great job is the guy of was it U-Kiss, the group that he belongs to, U-Kiss. Yes, I fast forward until I see them, but it was interesting at the beginning, but then eventually everything is about her and her gaining what she wants. And honestly, I mean, you know what I think, that there's something about her that is like, I don't understand why they would put that girl, like, and she had these two guys, these two idols fighting over her. And for me, she wasn't that interesting or that attractive either. So, and I don't think that it's about attractiveness. I think that it's about presence. You know, she looked like a 10-year-old. Mm-hmm. That actress looked like a 10-year-old. She looked lost the entire she looked lost, but somehow she got, at some point she got like this strength or willpower to overcome things, you know, and she would get what she wants at the end. But you are like, really? It's like her body language don't match all the things that she didn't look that brave for me, you know, like, and I definitely wanted to like her. I wanted to like her. I wanted to, but I think that exactly, or the one that dresses horribly, that is always on wearing hoodies. But one day she wears a dress and she's like the prom queen. Or she puts on some makeup and somehow she's this dreamy. Like, I don't understand, you know, like why they recycle the same thing in every K drama. But this girl, it was creepy for me to watch her because she looked really young. I know she's not that young, I know, but she looked like a child. She definitely looked like a child. So I had these two very tall, very, you know, very handsome guys, and I was like, they look, she looks like their little sister. You know, like the one you would pat on the head, but not because like oh, she's beautiful or I like her. She wasn't interesting, you know, she wasn't interesting. The other girls of the group, the other two girls, those girls definitely had more presence. That's why I didn't understand, you know, why they would be obsessed following around the, you know, the one that looks like a child, and they wouldn't see the other two girls that they were really they looked more like a woman. I don't know how to explain this, but it was annoying. I was like oh, and that about the Bella thing. I noticed that too in what was it? Song Kang's last K drama with the butterfly thing. Nevertheless, was it nevertheless? Who is Soju? Who is Soju? Um, you mean like a video? Oh, but when was she born? Out of those two birth dates? Mm-hmm. You want me to pull a card for her? Or you want me to do a reading for her? Is her real birthday, September 12th. Yes, that's interesting. Ah, okay. General reading. Yes, I should start with those again. General reading. I think I will next week start with the general readings again. Yeah, I should do for Hyolyn as well. Hyolyn and Soju. But speaking about the Bella style, the Twilight style, in Nevertheless, the girl, the female lead, of course, that woman is amazing. I mean, like that woman is beautiful. Of course, we know this. Hi, Nina. But why they would always make her use these hoodies, these like very plain clothes, and you want me to believe that she was Song Kang's interest? Thank you. Like, thankfully that girl is beautiful, like her face, everything. But I was like, why every time she is with Song Kang, she's wearing sports clothes? She is in university. She's supposed to be this like one of the best students or something like that. So why I mean I don't expect her to wear a dress to go to study. But in comparison to the other females, she was so like her clothes was so, you know, like when there's this teenager that is depressed and that she doesn't know how to dress herself, something like that was. So I was like, how come you are supposed to go from the beginning of dating a professor or an older guy, you know, and somehow then you dress like someone that is on depression, or I don't know, like I was like, I was a bit confused. I was like, maybe you should give her like a better clothes, you know, like better wardrobe. But I'm sure that they did it so we could, because this is also something that they do. They dress her like this. Yes. Yes, but I think that it was like I don't know why they would like dress her so ugly. Like, but I think that I get it because you know we had the other female that was interested in him, and usually the other female, the competition, the ex-girlfriend or someone that is still around is always the fashionable girl, or it's always the skinny tall model looking like ex. So they want to make this contrast, you know, that oh yes, this, you know, you have this girl that I feel like in every show they will dress females as this troop. Mm, yes. Yes, to make you like yes, to make you like, oh, she is the real deal because she she wears hoodies. She's like one of us. She's like one of us. But this is the thing. When I'm watching a K drama, a romance K drama, I may be the hoodie. Like like and I don't know, like in the couch of my house, I may be like in baggy clothes. But I want the female lead to look presentable when she's in front of that guy. Come on, like, I don't want her to dress like me while I am binge watching a series on my house. Yeah, it's like, come on, like, yes, I like wear hoodies or wear like a very, you know, uh, like clothes that are normal, but just put a bit of effort. And besides, that girl is really beautiful. So I think that her face did all the work because she would get very these very depressing bigger clothes that it was like, Are you a Song Kang's fan, girls? Do you like Song Kang? What do you think about Song Kang's acting? Or who is your favorite actor? They're doing their best. It's just that sometimes the plot is very predictable and that ruins everything. And they just have to take it because, from what I can see when I read for actors that are also really good looking, is that they have to start, like, just like anything, any career, you have to start from the bottom and you have to take what they offer you. It doesn't matter how ridiculous is the project, you have to take it and do the role. And eventually you will get a more serious role and then you go up and up. But the thing is to not get like caught up in this. I don't watch much movies, but I like Choi Woo-sik. Woo-sik, isn't he an Aries? I read for him, right? Yes, I read for Woo-sik. Woo-sik. He's great. I like him. I didn't like Happiness. I wanted to like Happiness, but I found the whole plot ridiculous. Just that I'm not a fan of zombie movies, but I don't watch a lot of K-dramas. But have you watched Snowdrop? I try to keep up with Snowdrop, but somehow the whole controversy, I think I watched 2 episodes of Snowdrop. Then the whole controversy, about then unfortunately one of the actresses that passed away. There was a lot of things in the middle that got me distracted from actually watching the whole drama. I think that, you know, there was too much commotion around that drama that it it was so distracting. I think that Snowdrop had the potential of being, you know, now I'm currently, yes, I watched Sky Castle. Um, but I'm currently watching Pachinko. Is it Pachinko? Yes, Pachinko is. Um, and it's also historical, and it's very heartbreaking. A few parts of that series, it's very heartbreaking. I got very emotional during the first Pachinko. Yes, during the first episodes, because I mean, I never had to leave my country or been forced to leave my country to go to live somewhere else where they didn't want me. So I think that seeing that story, you know, with all the emotions, the uncertainty, the poverty, the families struggling, um, you know, I think I got really emotional because of this, you know, because uh, females go through so much, of course men as well, but the females, to keep their families together, to get food for the children, they do a lot to survive, to keep their children, their legacies, you know, like to survive. um, but that's a beautiful. I think Jingwon plays really serious roles nowadays, and I'm living for it. Oh, I didn't like the one of the judges, but it's not that I didn't like him. I liked his character. I like his character. Devil's Judge. Yeah, I didn't like Devil's Judge. I watched the first 30 minutes and him rescuing that. I think it was a child that he was going to be hit by a bus, and I was like, got really boring. Yes, and you know I think that I didn't have a problem with his character. I had a problem with the other guy. You know, the one that plays the judge with this experience, and everyone bowing to this guy that is this, you know, and you have this dark and mysterious female beside him, you know, trying to complot, you know, and I'm like, we've seen that already. Like, but I liked his interaction with his friend, the one that he would go to after work, and he would like have a drink with her. Their chemistry was really nice, but I just, you know, there's this thing when they try to play this mystery crime um, kind of plot that if they don't do it correctly is ridiculous, especially when you the bad guy or the guy that is the opposition is is played in a way that is so cartoonish, you know, in the way that, oh, he is the bad guy, ha 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 ha, you know. Mm, and if you want to watch a really good, excellent K drama about the law and the justice system, you should watch A Stranger. You should watch A Stranger. Watch it, please. There's no idols in there. It's just it's Bella Duna is on it. She's amazing. I love her. And the other guy that does the male prosecutor, he's amazing as well. Everyone is amazing at it. Yes, Jin Jung is amazing. Yes, Jin Jung definitely should play roles of these very serious characters because he is a Virgo, yes, but he is a moon in Aries. So he has this toughness inside of him, this very, that you could definitely like buy that he is this person that will persist until the end for his ideals or for his values. So I think that yes, he could have the potential also to be like the male lead, but the other guy was too cartoonish, and they made him also look like, oh, he is in this higher, like hierarchy, and he's ruthless and he knows everything, and he knows you cannot beat him, like, oh my god, stop it. Can I share something that I recently saw on YouTube? Yes, what is it? Technically, Chichen was a million. Oh, yes. Yes, that's why I understand when you said that this was a great advance in his career. Definitely. I actually started watching it just because of him. Just because of him, to be honest. Because I didn't like the guy, the other actor. I didn't like it. I only watch it for him. I fast forward the scenes to watch him. I like him. I definitely. I think that he should get more opportunities. I saw this recent reading that said that Monster X is not gonna renew their contracts this year. I'm understanding is their decision and all, but really hoping this reader is wrong. Oh, really? Oh my god. Jin Young and that actor were shipped. Oh my god. Okay. Whatever you want, you need in order to keep the popularity or the relevancy of the. Oh, I have to watch it. Ordinary Day? I have to watch it. It was kind of similar to as Readiness. Hello, Lilian. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know, Spirit, about that. I mean, I should do a reading for Monster X, but I don't think because of all the cards that. Um, mm, but because from what I can see, they are working. They are working. They are making progress. They are being productive. I don't see them like being tired and done with their careers. Of course that there's a lot of things that they don't agree on, but I don't see them like being miserable. For example, in the case of God 7, I think that before the whole thing with JYP happened, they actually looked really miserable. They looked like they really didn't want to be there. They seemed like they were held hostage to attend award show seasons. They definitely looked like there was something bothering them. But in the case of Monster X, I don't see it. The reader I watch is that they're working hard to go out with a bang of sorts. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I think that this bandment, it has to have a lot of, like, a lot of unfortunate things happening to the group, that you're like, okay, we are not allowed to grow anymore, so we are moving on from here. But in the case of them, I don't see them like being so like regretting something, like be like, oh, okay, we don't have opportunity. No, I don't see them mourning about anything. They're very realistic guys. They take what they can. And they are very loved in the industry, I believe. Mm. Yes, because they don't seem like to be stressed, or to be in this disconformity. Um, do you think Twice will all renew? It's just that with Twice, I think that the girls are very hardworking. If they had been working until now, I think that they will continue. They also have a strong bond. But when you have like, the girl that had anxiety, she is not the first one to have this episode. Actually, we had Mina, I believe, in the past, that she also had to take a break. So when you see in a group that slowly is affecting their mental health, then there's information there for you, like that. I think that they all want to belong to the group, but I think that probably they don't want, their minds and their bodies are asking them for a change. So when you have like this, hey Cosmos, like it's not about their desire to stay or not. It's more that their mental health is somehow like, when a few of the members are starting to struggle with mental health, it weakens a bit the bond. But there are a lot of members in Twice, so I don't know what the outcome would be. Hmm. It's just that they are also very hardworking. I think this Batman doesn't necessarily mean that they are unhappy, uncomfortable. I think it's like them. We are almost 30. What else do we want to do? Mm. It's just that I think that if they ever take this decision, they will stick around. You will see them. You will definitely see them. Because they're used to communicating with the fans. They are used to the industry. They are not the type of being introverts. They somehow will share their what they are about with you. So it's not that they're going to leave you. Lay from EXO left SM Entertainment, but will continue to promote with the group. Yes, I saw them. Yes, it was very emotional. It's just that you see with Lay, you definitely, with Lay you saw the hints, because we were like, okay, where is Lay? Like, yes, there was COVID, there was a lot of restrictions about traveling and stuff, but we had been seeing like Lay. It was like Lay over there and the guys over here. So and there was like no physical reunion, and but they still had this bond. So you knew that obviously Lay was part of the group and that he was present in the guys' lives, but there was like no, it seems like there wasn't a good communication with him and the company, because somehow he stayed at distance. Yes, he still worked, but there was a distance. There was like something in the air. There was a miscommunication there. And a lot of fans actually noticed this, because they were like, okay, where is Lay? It's like, yes, he's doing great. We know he's working. We know that he's okay, but it's like, you know, maybe Shono can open his chain of 8 barbecues while being a vegan himself. He's a vegan and he wants 8 barbecue restaurants. Oh, I would go to one of those. I want to try Korean barbecue. Um, yes, I'm sure you don't have to worry about, you as a fan, you don't have to worry about, like, of course that it's tough, because it's like saying goodbye to this group. It's nostalgic and it's heartbreaking, like you said. But at the same time, I think that these guys have so much. They want to work. They are working. So this is why I think that it's a bit disrespectful to do assumptions about whether they're going to disband or not, because the guys are working, like, and Shonu is like, and is in an enlistment, he's in the military, so they are not like missing in action, where you're like, oh, I didn't hear about them, so I don't know what they're up to, I'm worried. I think that they are doing the best they can with what they have available now. So I think that it would be too rushed to talk about, because I think that eventually the disbandment is going to be something that is going to come for a lot of groups, especially the third generation groups. But for Monsta X, I don't see it right now. I don't see it, because they are very, and I think that if they ever consider this, the fans would be the first ones to know, not the tarot reader. You wouldn't need a tarot reading to tell you that. That's my opinion. I mean, I have read for them energetically, and I don't see them struggling at all. Topi Bang is starting his own wine brand. I love TOP. I call him Top. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation. I know it's TOP, but I always am like Top. I like him. I like Top. It's just that, I mean, look at EXO. With everything that they went through, it's 10 years that they are here with us. 10 years. Ah, okay. And they have lost a few members. And they're still here. So, I don't know, guys. And they lost the members before the COVID. Like, Jin Young. Got 7, Jin Young, Lilian? Hello, Mariana. Big Bang came back to rule the charts, and now suddenly all the rude people have become silent. Oh, see? Okay, Lilian. All the rude people gone silent. They shouldn't mess with Big Bang. I mean, like I mentioned, I am not a VIP, but I can tell you that these guys are the kings of K-pop because they are they always had the potential to be bigger than K-pop and to be outside of K-pop, to be something else, but they never flex about it. It's like, yes, we know that they are much more than K-pop, but they always go back to their roots. They always go back, and they make decisions for themselves, what they want to do and what they do not want to do. So I admire them. Ah, yes, it's Big Bang's aura. Because they are grown men. I mean, they are grown men, and they are. You see, one of them is married. He had a kid. He had a son recently. Um, one of them, Top, has mentioned about how he struggled with different issues in the past. So I think that I do value that sincerity. I do value that. Yes, Cosmo. They never make bad music, exactly. The consistency. Yes, always. 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 And I'm saying this as a regular, like casual listener. They have the aura. It's just that people have bad memory. People have the bad memory. You know. For me, Big Bang is Big Bang. There's no comparison. And when you feel like you cannot compare it with others, there's your answer. There's your answer. And you don't have also the fans, because probably it's because of the fans majority that you don't have them like reminding you that, oh, we are the best. Like, no, we are Big Bang fans. We are here for the music. We will wait for them because we want music. We miss them because we miss the music. I don't care if they come back married, divorced, free children. I don't care. Like, bring them all along, but please keep making great music. We need your music. Yes. It's just that I think that I do like. I do. It's not that I like controversy. Hola, Nalari. Good morning. It's not that I like controversy. It's just that I think that it makes them like, it reminds me about their age, and that they are living their lives, and probably, yes, they are getting criticized, but it's their life, like, what are you going to do? Tell them not to leave? Tell them not to go out? Like, like, and they are living their lives. They lived their lives to the fullest because of their popularity. So when were they going to enjoy what they are? They had to enjoy it because they worked really hard. What do you think is going to happen with BTS and military? Just they said that they would leave the decision up to the company. Oh, I don't know. The enlistment again is like I'm bored about this. The enlistment. About the enlistment, I don't know. I'm just bored with the subject because it's taking so long. Like, come on. Yes, they are respected by other idols. Vanessa dice nuestra casa, nuestra casa, nuestra carta compuesta, la mía y la tuya, o la tuya y la de otra persona. Oh my God. Same, like just say they won't go in and yes. Exactly, Spirit. Just say they will not go and let's end this conversation. Like, come on. Like, do it. Do it. Do it. Stop it. Like, hey, oh. I'm this close to making a rule to stop measuring BTS enlistment. Thank God we got over the Grammy situation because the Grammy was also something that we have talked about this. Um, yes, I know, but here, we. I say we, but me as the Grammy situation, me as or some of the people that we are here. Uh, um, Actually, we are very passionate and straightforward people. Some of us, we are from Latin America, so we are passionate about our responses, and we are very like, okay, like let's get this over with. So yes, since it's a Korean thing, but if it were up to us, we would be like, I don't want to, like, wake me up when they announce it because I'm bored. Like, I'm moving on because, like, it's not. If it was our government, it would be done very fast. Like, where do we have to sign? Because I think that um, I don't know. Either go or don't go. It's so confusing. Yes, and the more the more you try to find an yes, a yes or no response, it gets really complex. It's like because from what I read when I read it was like they have the free will to accept whatever they want. And also, like I mentioned, they also have different opinions. The 7 members have different opinions about what to do. But most of them are actually really, they also want to get this over with. They also want to do what's right. So here there's not like, when I say that they could potentially have the potential to choose, it's not that they would choose so, oh, I can rest at home. No, actually they want to contribute. And some of them are really serious about it because some of them have these very like traditional values. I believe all of them, but they also have to think about how, because it's not about what they want as individuals or what the government expects of them as individuals, as individual males going to the enlistment. It's also about how this is going to affect what the audience wants out of BTS. The audience wants BTS to continue their work. They want them active. The audience wants BTS active. And it's not just the Korean public, it's global. So, the guys, they will do what they have to do. They don't have any issues. It's just that it's not just about they are bigger. They are bigger. They have to consider others as well. And those others are the fans and are the people that are putting money in them as well. It's probably taking forever because whichever way it goes, there's gonna be backlash. Yes, exactly. But I think that the longer they postpone it, it's going to be even more cringy. I think that they should say, yes, we take BTS and BTS. Vanessa, tenemos Venus en sextil a Pluto ascendente en Capri. Oh, great. Sextil Pluto. Yes, we must have a lot of sextiles. Debemos tener un montón de sextiles, Mariana. I hope they don't go. Their fans will become even more. Yes, it's just that for me, the longer they prolong it, it's going to be. But I think that it makes sense because I believe that this is the year. They have until this year. So it's just that they had been talking about this for so many years. So many years. And it's so confusing because maybe for international age, in my perception, for me, Jin, that is the oldest, for me, in the age that I consider that he is in his 30s already. No, not already. He is not in his 30s already in international age. He's about to be. But, he is from 92. And I noticed that there are a lot of idols from 94 that are already enlisting. So I'm like, we are here talking, discussing, making a lot of assumptions, and maybe Jin could have gone during the pandemic if but there's like, oh no, let's wait. So it's like, maybe if Jin actually went on the 2020, he would be coming back right now. Like, he would be back, actually. Yes, he would be back. So, so I think there's something about their decision. They don't want to. They are postponing. They are like, if the oldest didn't enlist yet, or there was no talks about that, is because they are thinking that either the 7 go together or the 7 don't go at all. Todos deberían haberse enlistado durante la pandemia. They should have gone during the pandemic. A year, at least. A year. I'm not saying just a year, go a year. Because actually 2020 was a year that it was so tragic, of course. But look where we are right now. We are in 2022. How did this happen? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't understand how our reality changed so much in this, and it's been 2 years. So, while we are talking, discussing, and everyone talking about BTS this, and it's like, it's been 2 years. So that's why I feel like probably we are a bit, in my case, I'm like, I don't care. I like, okay, let me know when you have the resolution. I don't, like, I'm sure they're going to be okay. So, Um, but it's taking so long, so long, so long. And I've been hearing about this. I think I've been hearing this, yeah, since 3 years ago. 3 years ago. And I'm tired. JB, I don't want to see JB go, but yes, I know he has to go. So, yeah, I agree. The pandemic was a good opportunity, but the companies needed to make money off that. Yes, of course, yes. They needed. They needed because they had the fandom. They had all the fandoms been in lockdown, and we needed entertainment. We needed entertainment, so that makes exactly. Stop with the rumors of a 93 line, 94, and give us confirmation. Give us confirmation, because while they're talking about that, there's other idols that are going, that are coming back. So it's like, the idols are going. So just tell us that they're not going, and that's it. Just tell us. I think everything reduces to the money. Javi is making sure BTS become so influential economically that the country and the world keep getting benefits of their presence. Exactly, guys. Exactly. Yes. Yes. BTS is very influential. Like I said, BTS is no longer a group of musicians. BTS is a brand. And just like a brand, we need to take care of our brand. And we need to find new ways of making those influences like gain results. We need results. We need the money. We need results. And people need music. People need entertainment. People need to go see them at their concert. People want to keep buying their things. Because right now Las Vegas is getting a lot of money, during these 2 weeks. Exactly. Yes. Same with Blackpink. Exactly. Same with Blackpink. Blackpink with they are these ambassadors of the brands that are really like, uh, they are very uh, expensive. They keep, I'm sure there are people that are buying their things. So, they make the world round, guys. So it's not like they are sitting at their couch in their houses and they're like, okay, yes. They make money. They pay the bills for a lot of people. They give work to a lot of people. This is why a lot of people go crazy with BTS. They want everything that is related to them. Even the random celebrities or influencers or these people that are nobodies, to be honest. They gain popularity just because they are associated with BTS. Even the reactors somehow. Kinda sucks for other idols that gotta go and don't have the choice. Oh, yes. Just release some good music. Yes, I agree with the spirit. It's a bit sad, but it's necessary, because I think that they will learn maturity from being in the military. They are all the idols, all of them. They are capable. They went through this very harshful training process to be where they are right now. So to be in enlistment is not going to be that. I don't think it's going to be that traumatic. Yes, for them and also for their culture. it's like a ceremony, you know. You have to go through that for their culture, you know. And have some normalcy in their life away from celebrity life. Yes, yes, exactly. Yes, Larry, the other day we were talking about how, in my case, I was like, okay, we are waiting. We were talking the other day, I think it was on Thursday, that we are waiting for BTS new music. We are really waiting for BTS. We are so done with the Nickelodeon Disney music. Like, we are going to be waiting for them until they release other kind of music, because it's like, come on, like, I get it, but I cannot wait to get more music. Like, please, please. If I hear Butter again, my head is going to explode. Like, I want Agusti. I want Agusti music. I want Agusti. And have some normalcy in their life. Yes. Am I being too positive? Just believe in making the best of what you get. I worry for Jungkook, who said he hasn't matured and has the same mentality as a 15-year-old. But other than that, they would be fine. Yes, I'm done with kids bop music. I'm done. What is very important for Korea is to review why so many of us are worried for them to go to the military. It's not only that they live for more than a year, but we are also worried about them. Yes, there's a lot of fans that do worry about their security. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. I want Agusti. Yes. Like, for me, his record was the best thing. Mm-hmm. Yes. That's true, Larry. There are some things about the military that, I mean, like, you know, also what is so, like, they say that they do these idols or these interviews to see how you are from a health perspective, you know, mentally and physically, if you are well, if you are apt to go to the military. But look what happened with Taemin. Taemin enlisted and was there, like, consuming 5 different pills for his anxiety. So how come no one, when they did this interview, how come they didn't see this? Because that guy was not okay. So I don't know who authorized that. Because it wasn't like he was taking one pill. Yeah, I don't know, a sleeping pill. No, he had other issues. And even people around him, like, were witness that he couldn't sleep, you know, like, the stairs, exactly. Yes, exactly. They need bodies. They're just a number for them. The thing is, though, Taemin had anxiety from the beginning, but it was worse because he got into the military. Because probably, you know, Taemin had some severe trauma that he was like, that the company even wanted to cover. The company wanted to cover also. Because it's not, you know, anxiety is not something that It just comes out. He couldn't wash without them looking at him. I heard that they even let mentally people, they let mentally ill people in and don't care too much about their mental health issue, unstable to even carry on. Those people are, you cannot let an unstable person carry a gun. You just cannot. And I know that this happens. This happens in the police force as well. They send them to a few consultations with therapists, and they just make them talk and say, "Oh yes, I'm okay right now. I'm okay. I'm okay. I think I can move on and I can work," because they need to work. But somehow here they are not okay. And you just have to be careful. You cannot give them a gun just like that. Exactly, they do it because they have to. It's the civil thing to do, but not every person has the mental strength to overcome the kind of harassment they have been put through. Yes. It's just that, since they don't acknowledge how important is mental health, they live under a lot of pressure. And if you're famous, even worse. Because it's like you have to watch out of your manners, and probably you have a lot of people like trying to invade your space, or trying to gossip about you somehow. After timing being watched, even in shower and being filmed, I would go crazy. Yes, you would feel yes. Yes. I once heard someone describe forced military interns being kidnapped in your own country for almost 2 years. Yes. Yes. I actually felt so anxious watching DP. I felt so anxious for those people. Yes, of course. But I think that them as a society, I don't know, maybe because here we are very emotional. We cannot help but to talk about how we feel. For us, feeling is the first thing that comes into our mind. And they are a bit cold about that. It's like you have to do this because it's mandatory and that's it. You cannot talk about how you feel. You cannot express because no one cares. And I think that the worst part is that no one looks at your way. And it's like, okay, I think that I'm going to help you because I think that you are not okay. I think that in the case of Taemin, because he is a celebrity, somehow he had the chance for someone to look at his way, or for someone to be monitoring him and being like, oh, this guy is not okay, let's get him out of here. But I think that they also did it to cover themselves, because since he's famous, it's like, oh, we don't want bad rumors to be spread. We don't want him to be seen like this because this is not good for us. This is not good publicity for us. So they don't even do it for him, or for his well-being. They do it so they don't get exposure. Because actually it's the company's fault. Because why is your artist so damaged? And what have you done about this? Have you been doing some kind of checkup on him? Like, what's going on with your artist? Why is he in this condition? I see difference between my two brothers. One was in the military and one did not have to go anymore because obligatory service was stopped. And one who went in is much more mature and responsible, more man. And they changed his posting only because Temin is a celebrity. A normal person won't get that liberty. The best thing... Hello, Thais. The best thing an idol can do to prolong their career and better their mental health is start their own company. Exactly. That's why somehow it's good to be good at networking. You have to be good at networking. Yeah, you have to be good at networking. Because if you focus too much on like, okay, yes, I'm sticking with my members and like, okay, like I'm doing what I have to do with the promotions, with the members, I think that you do need to promote yourself individually and with others. You do need to exchange a few words, like talk to people, greet to others, you know, even though if you are not best friends, but just keep networking, because actually it's those people recommendation that actually can actually help you to be successful. Probably if because if you expect your company to promote you and to be like, oh, we care for your future, the companies they care about the now. You know, like what can we do with you now? What can you give us now? You know. This is why I mentioned the other day that somehow the magnets the magnets are their golden ticket, because the magnets are the, you know, the expectation, it's all in them at the end of the day, because eventually the older members, they do their own thing, or they start to ambition other things, you know, or they just leave the company, they leave the group, you know, things happen. But somehow the magnet is like this forever young, because this is why the baby is also present, because it's like, oh, he's always going to be our baby. Yes, the baby, yes, he has to, you know, they put all the, you know, because he is the one that is going to serve them for the longest, you know, while the others go and enlist, while the others, you know, the magnet is going to be the forever star. If you look at the OG idols, you can see that they learned that the only way to keep going is to build their own company. Look at Rain and Sai. Yes, I heard once you leave company, your ex-company blocks your solo promotions and TV appearances. Yes. I feel like Koreans worry about money a lot. You know, and I think that they also worry about appearances a lot. You know, I mean, in every part of the world, we have that. We have that. But, you know, because here we in Latin America, all the different countries, we had been at war, we had been in a lot of very disastrous situations each country had to face. But we somehow, at the end of the day, we try to rejoice in family values, or we try to make each other smile, make each other laugh. You know, this is why I think that when I talk to you about the mate, that it's about it, that it's our traditional drink. Actually, the mate was invented by the gauchos, the very old traditional Argentinian people, that they would be working on the land and to provide for the families, and the mate and the herbs that have the mate, the yerba mate, It was invented to share with others. The mate is something that you share with others. It's a ritual. It's a ritualistic thing that even the highest society people and the lowest or the poorest people in the country, we have mate, like, and we share it. If you are part of a round of people, our cycle, and even if you are a stranger and you join our cycle, we are going to share the mate with you. And actually, there's um, a lot of people that will tell you stories about how when they struggled with money or not being able to buy food for their children, the parents used to drink mate all day long, but they would give, I don't know, a piece of bread. They would give the food to the children, and they would just have mate. That is a warm drink. They would just drink mate, but they would be happy and content that their children are fed. So, for us, it's like this: is what can you do with what you have? And if you have a lot of children and you are poor, yes, you can be poor, but you have a treasure because you have your family, because you have each other. So let's laugh, let's be together, let's make jokes, let's gather around. You're not alone. You're not alone. And that's and even if a stranger comes that is from another country that doesn't speak a language or whatever, we're always like, come on, join us. Come on, join us. Don't be shy. Join us. I have shared mate with a lot of people that they don't know what it's about, and they're like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like this. No, try it. You should try it. Like, but not in a forceful way. But it's like we have this eager to share with people. I don't know, because we could be like very princess like and be like or royal like and be like, no, this mate is mine, and it has very like important herbs. So I'm not going to share it with you. No, we're like, come on, come over. We join everything that we have to eat, and we join it, and we share it together. And it's it's nice. Like, yes, we can be, but because I think that's very different from actually what Korea. I believe but Korea history is a bit also is dramatic. But what we are lucky here in our country is that we have very prosperous land. We are abundant in vegetables, in harvesting. Like we have food. We have very prosperous and abundant land. We throw a seed and something comes out. This is what we always say about us, that if we are not eating, it's because we are lazy. Because here in Argentina, you throw like a seed of something, and it will sure flourish, and you will have your plant of lettuce and fruits. We are very abundant in that sense. We have food. We have cows, we have animals. So we may be not the most advanced country when it comes to technology, but we have food. So, that's important. Yes. It's kind of like saying where one sits, five eat. Exactly. Exactly. We put it, and you eat it with us. Mm. But yeah, we do have politicians as well, so this is not perfect. Yes. Actually, I watched a TikTok, of Korean travelers, and one of them was the famous actor of, I don't know his name, but he was when the in the K drama when the chameleon blooms. Um, when I don't remember this actor. He's really famous. He was in the movie Forgotten. He was in the movie Forgotten. Um, he's really famous, and he did a blog about traveling all over Latin America, I guess. But when he was in Argentina, when when they were in a restaurant and they were served all these pieces of meat, like they were like, "Oh my God! Like, is this all for us?" Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember Cosmos. But he is the one from Forgotten. The one that when the camellia blooms, I guess it's the K drama. And then there's other one that he plays a mm, yes. Mexico also has a lot of Mexico also has a lot of, they are like, come eat. We will make you food. Come eat. Just that, and it's very different because from what I can see, for them, to be skinny is a compliment. But actually, here in our countries, if you are skinny, we are going to feed you. We are going to shop. Like, of course, that obesity is not healthy. We know it, but it's like we're not going to be like, oh, you are on a diet, wow, you're so beautiful. No, come on, eat. We don't count the calories. Like, come on, like, oh yes. Well, that's one of the things that I like spicy food, but I have no experience with torta de jamón. I never knew actually. I remember when I was a child, our favorite childhood uh, show um, was El Chavo del Ocho, en Chespirito, and en El Chavo del Ocho, él he eated torta de jamón. There was a scene where he would buy the torta de jamón, and I remember I was like, and when they used to make those tamarindo drinks and stuff, I was like, and I don't know why, but since I never like try it, for me I swear I used to draw in front of the TV because I'm sure we had it here in our country, but since he was like always like craving the torta de jamón, I was like, I want that too. I want to, and that's when I started to learn from a young age that actually the scenes that you see on TV is not from your country, that actually they are far away from you. I was like, I want to go where the Chavo del Ocho lives. And my mom was like, he is not from here. And I was like, what do you mean he is not from here? If I'm watching him, like, I was like, how many blocks do I have to go to travel to see the Chavo del Ocho? I didn't understand that he was from somewhere else. I wanted to go and visit him and eat. I was I would ask my mom, I want torta de jamón. And she was like, where do you get those ideas from? Torta de jamón. She was like, what is torta de jamón? Torta de jamón. I was like, I would, in my imagination, I guess I was 4 or 5 years old. I was like, oh, he must be here around the corner, or I don't know. I was like, I wanted to go there where he lived. You see, this is the beauty of being a child. Mm. This is the beauty, because he would speak Spanish and I would understand him. So he definitely must be from around here. Like, what you mean? He's, you know, like, or oh, there was another telenovela that was called Carrusel. Oh, I wanted to go with the children of Carrusel. I wanted to go to the school where, and they had their señorita, their teacher, that I wanted to be taught by her. I was, oh, I want to go to the school. I didn't understand that they were somewhere else. Did you see Kingdom 2? No, I watched the performances only. When I see them, I watch the performances too. Only. Um, but it's just that there's something about, you know, what actually am I watching, that it's like a survival show as well, that it's Origin A or B. Have you watched it, guys? I think it's called Origins A and B. Mm-hmm. To create drama. Exactly. Yes, for me, Hyolyn was the best. I'm sorry, that's like, yes. I'm watching that Origin A or B or what, or something like that. That JB, that 7JB, is one of the judges. And the other day they did a cover of The Boys, The Stealer, and Free Ride. And the boys were there as mentors. And I love it. I was like, oh my God, I love them. JB is a judge on Original. Yes, he is a judge. Yes, he is on that. Mm-hmm. Yes, Origin A or B or what? For what? Yes, that what? For what? Mm-hmm. It's great, Larry. I'm going to send you the link of the, actually, because I get really heartbroken when they eliminate people. Honestly, I cannot watch it. But I will send you the link of the episode where the boys appear. It lasts like and it's on YouTube. It lasts like 43 minutes. It's great. He's really handsome, JB. He definitely looks great, like a mentor. Well, you know, he's a bit serious, you know, so I would be afraid of him, honestly. But he definitely looks good in that role. And his perceptions are very, very good. You know, is that the show for selecting members? For the new group. Yes, I'm going to JB. I like the vibe between the judges. I don't know much about them, but I do like how they interact with each other. Where a group perform. Yes, the one ties. They perform Hala Hala. Yes. But I wanted to see ATs in there, but they weren't. But when I saw that the boys were going to be mentors, I was like, oh my God. And I was so proud of them. I was like, and the guys did really well. The guys did amazing. Their vocals. These guys are talented. I feel so bad that they are getting eliminated. I feel so bad. Like, I cannot watch it. I feel so bad for them. They are so young as well, and they all have potential. Can you pull a card for PN Nation new group TNX PN Nation new group? But I did really enjoy, and from what I've been told, from what I read actually, is that the reason JB is a very observant person, he's interested in details. I'm glad they are having him as a judge. They will get a great big feedback from him. Yes, and he's very intuitive. Yes. From what I've been told is that this new group is going to be under the same company of the boys' company. This is why the boys were present to help them or give them advice in the show where they selected the boys' songs to perform. Like I mentioned, they also did ATs, and I'm sure they did other groups, but ATs, the members didn't show up, to give guidance or something like that. But the boys did. So they were saying that they are going to debut under the boys' new company. I mean, the same company that the boys are in right now. So the boys will be like their seniors. And I think that they mentioned this when they entered the dance practice room. When they introduced themselves, they were like, oh, we are really happy to be here and to meet our youngest. Something, they have their names in Korean. I don't know how to say it. But they would be like the boys' young brothers. So I'm really excited. I'm like, oh my God, like, I just don't understand what JB does there, because since I saw JB, I was like, maybe it's JB company or JB related, but because I didn't watch from the beginning, so I don't know, how they came up with the idea of the show, who is behind this, who is the CEO. I know there's a lot of faces here in the judge panel, but I don't understand. The only thing that I understood is that they are going to be the boys' younger brother, like, So I was like, I'm going to root for these guys because the boys are amazing. So if they're going to be under the same company, I'm definitely going to stand this group. I just don't want to see them get eliminated. I don't want to get attached to a certain member and then to see them gone. Like, oh no. Believe me, as long as it's younger brothers and not younger sisters, it's all good. I fans disrespect Monster X as if they don't have 7 years more experience than them. What happened? I fans disrespected. Oh, Ives fans. I understand. I was like, what? Yes. And actually, Monster X has a lot of like. It's just that I feel that that's something that a lot of fandoms do. They have like long short-term memory. You know, they don't research or understand the history or no, I'm not saying the history of the company, but you know, you somehow, you know, you should like, if you have the time, of course that you do have it, do some research and know who are there, you know, the older guys, you know, who are the groups that belong to the company, you know, like be respectful, because eventually they will collaborate or they will interact in some way. So I think that the new fans should behave, you know, should pay respect a bit, because it's thanks to the other guys' work that they have what they have right now. You know, they've been working in there. Mm, yes. It's just that some people, yeah, they bring drama. And when you meet those people, you need to, if you see them going this way, you go the other way. You don't, you're like, okay, next. Like, okay, we're not going to be buddies, okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to start the questions of today. Yes, of course, of course. But the disrespect, really. It's like you are all day online. You are all day on the internet. Don't you know who is their senior? Like, come on. And besides, in their own culture, they are very respectful to the older people. So you know, we should learn from them as well. No, not in a live, Thais, because it's confusing. I actually, you know, I think some of you asked me to do a reading for free, a dynamic reading for free, and I tried to do it and I got really confused because somehow when I try to read for 3, there's always someone that is left in the middle. You know, like there's a disadvantage of the energy. You know, it seems like it's this person that looks at this way and this way, but the other two look at each other. You know, so it's hard to. I should actually like perfectionate a sort of a style, the dynamic of free, but I think that is confusing. Their energies is like one way, like this. You know, they are meant to be like one and one. Um, Yes, I try to do them, but there's someone is in the that is left like in the middle, and that is, I don't know, mixed emotions. You know, like, because probably you have one of them that is like more close to the other, and then you have the other that is closer to both, but then, you know, like this, it's like a triangle, very confusing, very confusing. But I can try to see if I can like, I should like actually develop a new system to do it, because it's possible. It's possible. It's just that I got really confused and I tried to do it. I put everything to record it, but it was, as I was trying to talk about that, I got really distracted because the energies were all over the place and I didn't know what this person was showing me. I didn't know if it was for this or this. You know, like it was so confusing. I didn't know what they were referring to. A good K-drama plot. Yes. The tarot reader that wanted to read for free people, and these free people are characters of K-drama. Yes, I have to find like the spread, you know, to I will. Okay guys, I'm going to start. I have 4 questions. Does anyone want to add 1 or 2 more? I even have Cosmos here. I don't know if Cosmos, are you still around? Yes, a lot of emotions involved, or faults or perceptions of the other, but you're like, which one of the others are you talking about? Are you talking about the two of them like this, or are you talking about one of them in a specific? Okay, Big Bang Taeyong. Okay. Okay, TXT. Queendom versus. Okay. Then we are done, guys, because I have a lot. Queendom versus how they Mnet evil editing. Okay. I will. Thais, I'm going to do a post on community. Okay, Alison. This is the last question. I'm not taking any more requests. Jimin OST. Okay. Thais, I'm going to post on my community. Can you please type this recommendation, because I'm going to be asking you recommendations for next week. So can you please, if you come across this post, can you remind me? Can you type it on there so it stays under that post, and I can because we're always talking in the lives, and sometimes I'm like, someone asked me to do a reading and I forgot about it, and I don't remember exactly what part of the live it was. Thank you. Okay, let's start, guys, because we have a lot of questions. Let's start with God7 Jin Young. God7 Jin Young. Page of Pentacles for Jin Young. This is very Virgo. this is very Virgo. He's working on something again. Do you know if he has a project or something? Because he's studying. This guy is really studious. This is not the first time that I got the Page of Pentacles in a reading for him. He is always learning something new. Like, he's always studying something. He never stops learning. He never stops practicing. This guy is a genius. He's a genius, and he is very patient. It's like, he's yes, I see him and also learning a new script. There's going to be a script coming his way for a possible acting. We were talking about his acting. I definitely see that the acting is a path on his career that he's going to keep pursuing, because he has a lot of demands. Definitely I see him with a lot of demands. He's very wanted in the acting industry. But he's very humble. He's a very humble guy, because if you see him, he's represented by this page. So he considers himself as a student, like an apprentice. He doesn't consider himself. He doesn't have an ego, or oh yes, I'm famous, or I have a reputation. No, he is just a very humble person, always working on himself, always improving. You know, yes, yes. But this is why he studies so hard, because he doesn't want to be the typical idol that does acting because of his looks. He wants to be more he wants to be taken into consideration because of his skills, you know, and definitely he's working on his skill to be much more than average. You know, he doesn't want to be ignorant. You know, he wants to learn as much as he can about the projects that he is into. He's really humble in that sense, but he's also very smart. He's very smart. He's very smart. Yes. Yes. I think that this is why probably he pushes himself so much to perfection, because he knows there's a lot of people that love him and that want him to succeed, but he's like, okay, for these people, yes, he's like, I want to show more deepness to what I do, because I know that they will watch it anyway, but he wants to be remembered for being different, you know, and I think that yes, and also because, you know, he is very honest. So yes, he knows he is attractive, but he thinks that he should be much more than that. You know, that he's not the kind of guy that is like, okay, I'm just settled because I know I'm handsome. I know I have the face. You know, like he's not like that. Okay, Cosmos. Cosmos, do you have a question in particular for you, or you want me to pull a card for you? Uh-huh. Okay. The Judgment card. I think that definitely there's like a higher calling for you. Definitely, if you had been feeling like this, is because you do need to change a few things about your life. Like this is the moment. Like you cannot postpone this new beginning, or that you need a new beginning. Like you cannot continue doing the things the way you have been doing them. You know, you need to change of skin somehow. You know, you need to change. You need to transform yourself. You cannot keep doing or being the way that you have been, you know, like existing. You need to go through some kind of rebirth. You know, everything that appears in your life definitely has to do with destiny. It has to do with that if things get tough, it's because they have a lesson for you to learn. So it's not that the universe is against you, or you know that there are some aspects affecting you, or that you don't have luck, or that you are unlucky, or that you know, it's more about you seeing the true potential. It seems like you are not seeing your potential. You are only focusing on what's lacking. You are not seeing the possibilities. You know, you are very used to seeing like the gray side or sides of things, you know, and it's like, come on, open your eyes. There's much more than what you had been able to perceive. I've been going high and low. I was doing fine, and then so started to speak again. I just didn't know why I can't change my thoughts. No, it's just that, you know, there's something that probably you should go deeper, because actually, you know, you focus on your thoughts because it seems like your body needs to move a bit more. You know, probably you need to do like some kind of exercise or a change of routine. You know, like introducing your life and in your routine small changes. Don't do the things the same way you've been doing them. But why this? this is going to be challenging. It's not going to be comfortable. So you don't have to push yourself. Like, okay, I have to change. Like, okay, I have to change, or I have to be better. You know, it's more about you, like, you know, yes, admitting that you are not in the best place right now, but what can I do for myself to change this today? You know, a small little changes, even superficial changes, just introduce changes and act on them. You know, because if you want to control or refrain your thoughts, you are not going to be able. You're not going to be able, because the thoughts, it's something that is running in your head all the time, all day long, and it doesn't matter. They're always there. So you need to change your actions. So actions can move you to get out of the known, you know, the to challenge you to do something different. But there's a lot of, you're going through a moment of transformation. You are going through a moment of transformation. But it's the busiest time of college, about to graduate. I just can't focus. Well, but that's what you mentioned. It's very important. It's very important, Cosmos. You're about to graduate. What you're doing, it takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of you. So you should also acknowledge that you are working on yourself, you are working on your future, you are investing on yourself. So this is why you feel the way you feel, because you are so busy, or you are taking so much responsibility that somehow you feel overwhelmed. But also take the time, stop a bit, and appreciate the long road or the long effort that took you to be almost graduating right now. Because that's something that you did for yourself. That's something that you are doing for yourself. So congratulate yourself for that. Congratulate yourself for that. And have patience with yourself. Have patience. Like, okay, yes, you are busy. Okay, I'm busy. I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can. But you're going to go through a transformation. Life eventually is pushing you to get out of what you know, and it's going to be uncomfortable, yes, but it's an opportunity. This is a calling. This is the universe, life, whatever you want to call it, that is like, you got this. You are going to have a brand new beginning. You are going to have a sort of awakening about your circumstances. You are not going to be the same. So those thoughts and those things that you are experiencing, they are not going to last forever. You are going to change. You are going to transform yourself. So be patient with yourself, because you are going through a transformation. So it's normal to feel anxious. But don't put a label on yourself. Don't put a label on what you feel. Don't put a label on what you feel. There's nothing wrong with you. You are just putting the effort, and sometimes it gets like unbearable, I know. But you got this. You got this. And there's a new beginning for you coming very soon that is also going to make things easier for you. So take it. If someone comes with a proposition, with an invitation, take it. Allow yourself to say, okay, yes, I will go, or yes, I will do this. I don't know, but I will do this. Like, have faith in you. You're in the right path. You're doing the things correctly. You are doing the things correctly. It's just that for all of us, it takes a while. It's more gonna keep going the same things. What I really need to find courage inside myself. Yes. It's just that you are courageous. You are courageous. But life is challenging. Yes, life is pushing you. This is why sometimes maybe you feel like it's too much, because they are like pushing you and you're resistant. You're like, I don't know. I don't know if I want this. So don't resist it. Welcome it. Welcome it. Welcome it. Just be like, this is meant to be. This is an opportunity. Don't see it like a challenge. See it like an opportunity. You are going to be okay. But it's transformation. So it's gonna be painful, yes. But it's needed. It's needed. It's needed for your life, for your development. It's needed. And then a few years from now, you're going to look at yourself like this, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I cannot believe I was so worried about this. It's because it's a phase. It's not eternal. Okay, guys, JB. I tried online counseling today, but end up making me feel much worse. Thank you so much. It's just that a therapeutic process, like going on a counselor, going to a therapist, it's very uncomfortable sometimes. Yes, yes. It depends on the therapist tools to actually make you feel comfortable. But at first, the first encounters are awkward because it's all about questions. Like, oh, what do you do? Like, how's your life? What is it? What's this? So it's not that you get like an instant boost of confidence. It's more, yes, it's a very rocky beginning. It's uncomfortable because you feel so nervous that you don't know what to talk about, or maybe what you talk about is not really what is the problem about. The therapy, it takes a while for you to see the results, or for you to be like, oh, this was good. And sometimes it's very uncomfortable. Yes. How do you feel? It's a very therapeutic. Yes. What makes you? What do you feel about this? Yes, I know. But she does it because she wants to help you connect with how you feel. That's the importance of. Maybe you are too connected with your thoughts. You're too connected with your intellectual interpretation of what's going on with you, and she wants to get you to feel. But sometimes, yes, we don't allow ourselves to feel because we are very sensitive. So sometimes to be like, oh, I feel this, it's too much. The funniest part is I'm a psychologist major. Yes, it's just that there's a lot of intellectualization in there. Yes, I had actually a lot of friends that were psychologists, that they would go into practice with me, because we counselor here in Argentina, we don't have the title to do what psychologists do, because psychologists actually they have a title that enables them to to give prescriptions, and we as counselors, we do not have those permissions, at least here in my country. But I remember when I used to do the practices with them, and they would be really good at knowing the whole terminology of the diseases, also the symptoms, body language, they were really, really intelligent people. But what they didn't know, what they didn't have practice on, was to be in front of someone, to start to create the connection with the person in front of them. Because they were so focused on writing down on their papers, oh, okay, this, my patient told me that she in the year 2000 she was like this, and it's like, you're not present. You are not present. You are so worried by data, facts. You are not paying attention to the person, the human in front of you. If the human in front of you is coming to you, it's because they are not going through a very pleasant moment in their life. So the least you can do is to be present with them. The least you can do, you just have to be human. You just have to be human. Like, be there for them. Listen to them. Then you can write all the pages that you want about your perception, but just be present. Be present. Slow down a bit, because they need you. People are not fools. They know when you are not interested in what they're saying. They know when you are not listening to them. They know it. And this is why sometimes they don't come back to the consultation. Because they are like, no, my therapist didn't pay attention to me. She spent the whole hour like writing on her book or on her journal. She didn't look at me in the eye. She frowned at me. She made these questions. She interrupted me. She asked me about things that I didn't care about, and she asked me about this. She made me feel uncomfortable, and it's because they don't have the training of what it's like to be a human. You need to be a human with the other person. You need to be. You need to be human. But that you get that with a lot of training, and also with listening to a lot of histories that are very heartbreaking. And that the person is not going to reveal everything on the first encounter. It's going to take a while for them to open up. This is why I think, Cosmos, that you should be patient. If you are starting a process, I would recommend you to do not give up on it. Do not give up. Do not jump into conclusions. Keep going, because this actually is not. This is an exercise for you. Don't think so much about the professional in front of you. Think about what these moments can do for you. Because actually what is healing about this is that you are able to talk about yourself. Not so much, don't think so much about the result or about the other person. Think about you. It definitely changes. Therapy changes you. It changes you. Because you are putting a stop on your routine and focusing on, on what matters to you. Yes, try it. Try it. I went to a consultation and it was awkward. Yes, it makes so much sense. Yes, it's awkward. It's awkward, you know why? Because we also go to the consultation with a lot of expectancies. We are like, okay, she's going to she knows something about me that I don't know. Like, why is she looking at me like this? Why is she asking me this? Like, why? And you also get on the defensive. You also get on the defensive. We all, I know I have. I remember that I had my therapist after my mom passed away, that she was like, I went for almost 2 years with her. And she was like, I remember the first time I cried talking about my mom, that I think that it was 3 months after she died, and I felt relief actually. But I think I contained those tears for a long time. When I cried, it was so awkward, actually, and it was so brief. It was brief because I didn't want to cry. I still had my my defenses high, and she was like, you know what, and I was like, oh, I'm glad I was able to get this out of my chest. But she was like, it took you a while. It took me a while to actually get you to do this, because I was in denial. She would ask me things, and I would just rant about, oh yes, because I know this happens to me because this is this, and like I knew all the intellectual responses. I knew what to say. I knew what to respond. I wasn't connecting with how I was feeling because I was afraid of feeling. I was afraid of being vulnerable, just like everyone, because you are like, oh, what if she makes fun of me, or what if she doesn't understand? And she was like, you are like an onion. She was like, you are like an onion. You have so many layers to yourself. Like, I just built one layer of you, but you have so many layers, and those layers are the defenses, are the defense mechanism. And until this day, I don't think she reached the core of myself. I think I never allowed her to do that, because somehow I don't know if I didn't like her style, or didn't trust her enough. I don't know. But I think that it's difficult to open up and because you go for a certain topic. If, for example, go, oh, because I am depressed, or I am stressed because of this. And actually, as you start going and assisting, some other things comes out. So it's like, it's always a process. It's always a process. There's no stipulation of how long you have to go, or, oh, if you go like 10 times, you're going to fix this. No, you never know. You can be there for years and actually not fix everything about you. Because, like I always say, we human nature, we are always changing, we are always growing, we are always expanding. So, what I talk about today is not going to be the same, because life is going to happen, and next week maybe what I thought was important last week is not important today. Okay, guys, let's move on. Sorry for the ranting. JB. The Chariot, JB. Yes. Yes, the Hermit. He's definitely moving on. Like, he's happy. He's happier. He's getting out of a very dark place, actually. He's getting out of a very dark place. He's like actually accepting his complexity, that probably he does have changes, mood changes. He changes a lot. One day he feels lighter, one day he feels the light, and one day he feels dark. He has like this roller coaster of emotions. One day he feels so good about himself, and the other day he sabotages himself, and he doesn't want to see people. But he is like, with all his experiences, the good, the bad, the ugly, he's moving on. He's like making an advance towards his future, and he's not regretting anything. I think that he slowly can move on. He slowly can move, because I think that there was something about about him, that probably, yes, you probably saw him with this new, that he's in this new company, that he released these new projects, but there was something off about his energy, that he seemed to be stuck still with a lot of regrets of not being able to do things right, or things the correct way. He does put a lot of pressure on himself. He's like, oh, I have to be great. I have to be. So this is like a confirmation card that he is in the right path. That the direction that he's taking is the right direction for him. And that he is more confident. He's like slowly healing himself because he's accepting that he's much more, he's not easy to understand. He is complex. So probably he did compare himself with other people, or other people character, or other people way of dealing with things, and he was like, why do I feel so miserable, for him, with everything that he has earned. Yes. Yes. Yes, it's like for him to actually connect with his true nature. He's like, he was in this soldier kind of mode. He was like very diligent, like, okay, I have to be the good son, I have to be the good student, I have to be the leader, I have to be the example. And his emotional part was actually suffering because of this, because they were like, where is your truth? Like, relax, be spontaneous. They are going to love you anyway. Be spontaneous. And if you mess up, it's okay. Get up and keep going. He's a very successful person. It's just that there's an inner wound in him. His inner child is very wounded. He definitely feels like a failure sometimes, so sometimes it doesn't matter how much fame you got, if you're not able to, to heal properly, and you just fool yourself with a lot of tasks and responsibilities, but you are not present, somehow you're going to collapse, emotionally and mentally, because you are refusing to see that there's something about your history, about you, that you are not, you're sabotaging yourself. You're not seeing, it seems like your career is moving on, but you are not enjoying it, Okay, new P-Nation group, TNX. Oh, well, that's quite. There were two. You're welcome, Lilian. Okay, I pulled these two because actually I grabbed the two and I leave it. But since I see this, because I wanted to clarify it also, because if you see the, it's giving TNT. What? Because yes, I got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, so I was like, why is their road to success so stuck? Like, I first got this card, that it means that probably they're not going to get the success that they were hoping for. And so that's why I pulled this as a clarificator, because this is very sad, actually. And thank God the Magician came out. So that's why I think that probably their beginning is going to be a bit rocky. I don't know why. It seems like things are a bit stuck. But they're going to have a lot of willpower and they will rise up again. But I don't know what's going on here. Why the Ace of Pentacles is in reverse? Like, it seems like they will have to work harder for recognition and for success. I don't know why. But they do have all the potential. They have all the tools on the table to be better or to fix their situation. But I think that this has nothing to do with them. Actually, it could be a poor management or like a bad representation, or I don't think it's a scandal, but there's something here that it is there's going to be a mistake. Something is going to happen that is going to block the first like the first impression, you know. They are P Nation's first group, so Psy will have to learn how to manage a group too. There's also a lot of stubbornness, you know, because I know yes. It's just that probably someone is going to make a mistake, and I don't think that it's the guy's fault. I don't think it's the boy's fault, but I think that there's going to be something that is going to happen that is going to block them being able to see like a successful reception, you know, like, or actually maybe they are aiming too high for what they consider that is going to be successful, and they will be like, okay, we were expecting these numbers and we didn't get it, you know, like there's like, or there's something about money here. There's something like, oh, I put this money and this is what I'm getting back. This is a very money driven company. They are very ambitious about, I mean, we all know that companies work for money, but I think that they have like a too higher standard of what is successful, you know, like, okay, you did well, but this is not the result I wanted, you know. Well, they did almost give a 2-year-old a debut. Yes, I think that there's something about this that the people is not letting go of this. I still had discussions saying, yeah, this I need. He can stay a trainee in a company too. Probably that also affects the group popularity. You know, the bad management or bad managers of the past. You know, like, yes, they will be successful. Yes, they will be able to attract the audience, to make the audience hear with the magician, to make the audience entertain and forget that their beginning was a bit rocky, you know. But okay, Big Bang Taeyong. Oh, well, Big Bang Taeyong is celebrating. He's celebrating, and he's celebrating with his loved ones. So definitely is going to be like a very prosperous moment for him. Taeyong is feeling really prosperous, and you know, this is funny because actually in the video, if in the MV, you can see that in the part that he's in the set, there was a lot of flowers around him, you know, and here you have these flowers around him and more flowers here, you know, that it represents growth and it represents celebration. So he will be celebrating something in family or with friends, not just the arrival of their new baby. I think that their new baby, but he's also going to celebrate another achievement, and that this is very like, it has to do with something that he really wanted for himself. So I definitely believe that he could potentially have other child very soon. There's something about him being very fertile, you know, because the ones also represent fire. So, you know, and it's the 4 of Wands. So I can see him, you know, him, his wife, his child, and I can see another child. So probably you will hear news that it can be actually really soon when you hear the news. Probably, you know, she could get pregnant very soon again. And people will be like, oh my God. But they can afford it. They can afford it to have an abundant. Yes, that one, prolific, yes, fertile, fertile. But yes, He's happy. He's happy. He's really happy with the family that he just. Okay, TXT new comeback. TXT new comeback. And then it's the 5 of Wands and there's 5 people. There's 5 people. So definitely they are putting the effort to actually succeed. They are really like being like, okay, we got this. We gotta put our effort. And there's something about the need to really put the effort. Like really put the effort. Probably there's something about unity. That they are like, okay, we have to make it. We have to do this together. Yeah, well, they are tomorrow together. But there's something about the togetherness. The copulation of efforts. This is very important for them. I think that probably um, they had a few differences in the past. But there's something about them that they really are working on their dynamic. I think that there have been differences in the past because this card, the 5 of Wands, is the card of conflict at the same time, of actually having like discussions. But I think that these discussions are actually very productive for them. That it's great to have discussions. It's great to have like proper discussions about what each one of them wants. They definitely have different visions, but this doesn't mean that difference is wrong. This means that difference is what helps them to actually grow as artists. But they are like, okay, I'm staying my opinion here. I hope that you don't get offended, but I want to tell you that in order for me to do this, I need you to be here, and I need you to be ready, and please bear with me here because I need this. They are all like putting in their own individual ways, they are putting the effort. And sometimes when people work too hard, sometimes there's like, there's a lot of like arguments, or there's a lot of friction, but they are doing this because they want to succeed, or they want to show their passionate self. That's the beauty of groups. You disagree, you fight, but you come together. Yes. Definitely. Because this is, if you see this card, yes, they are in different positions, but they are also maintaining something together. See? They are putting the efforts. It's just that when you have the element of the wands, sometimes the people involved can get so passionate about getting their part right that they sometimes don't think about the other. It's like, oh, I'm putting my whole effort here, and what about you? What are you doing here? Being a bit like dominant in the sense, or trying to dominate the others. But here the result is for unity. Is the combination of efforts. It's for no one's particular interest. It's for the 5 of them. And I think that it also talks about honesty, how they are real in a period of their lives where they had always been honest. But I think that they are being really honest with themselves. They are having a lot of conversations with themselves. Like, okay, I think they give each other feedback. They are like, okay, I think that, you want to do this better. Okay, I will teach you. I was monitoring you and I saw that you didn't do this here. So, what can we do to fix this? It's like trying to survive with what you have. It's like either you join forces or you destroy each other. This is why the card is conflict. Because here, if you don't put the effort, you destroy each other. So what is it going to be? Like what are you going to do? It's not about, who is the winner here. It's more about, okay, yes, you have different and strong opinions. Okay, let's hear them. but let's not pin one against each other. Let's not do that, because that's not going to give us any result, actually. Queendom. Queendom versus Mnet evil editing. Queendom versus Mnet evil editing is necessary. Yes, it's necessary, and I'm glad that they have that honesty. And they have this honesty, because sometimes the groups, they don't talk to each other. Sometimes they gossip about the others with other members. For example, if you have two that get along well, they start gossiping, or they start talking about what the other did, but they don't tell that person, for that person to realize that, oh, maybe you're right, maybe thank you for sharing this with me, because it helps me see what I didn't see. Sometimes there are groups that manage themselves that way. In every group that you see, in work it's the same. In reality, we are all like this. And ignore it. Yes, ignore it, and then it becomes a bigger issue. When you are not able to tell your team member or your coworker what you feel, that's when things start to rotten. Queendom versus Mnet evil editing. 8 of Cups. I think that the girls, the participant of Kingdom, actually a lot of them are already over emotionally about Mnet evil editing. I think that they are aware that this is the way Mnet works. Bye bye, Ladi. They are aware that that this is the way Mnet does things. They are aware of that. They definitely are aware of that. And they just move on. They don't engage emotionally. They don't get their feelings hurt, even though if maybe what you see, you are like, oh my God, I cannot believe she said this. Or look how sad she looks. Or look how shocked she looks. Or looks how perplexed she looks. Or looks, oh, I think she's hurt. I think that she's... No, they don't feel anything. They don't feel anything. They just walk away. They just turn their back on it. It's like, okay, do what you want with the material. I don't care. Because they know that if they take it too seriously, or if they put their emotions into it, they are going to end up losing. And they are going to get too emotional, or too erratic, or too too much on their feelings, and this is female energy that we are talking about. So definitely these females are emotional, and they are under pressure because it's a competition, yes. But they are choosing, in this particular method that we are talking about, that it's evil editing, we are like, okay, this is what you got, or this is how you edited things. Okay, I'm not watching, or I'm not talking about that, or I'm not... do whatever you want with the footage. I don't care. I'm not going to let you affect me emotionally. They probably are a bit... I don't know if they know that how the evil editing looks like after it's done, but they are very disappointed also. They are like, oh my God, you really put it like that. And probably some of them, they are trying not to have moments where that can potentially be used as evil editing. I think that they're also, yes, emotionally detached from the... Yes. They are emotionally detached from the competition. They are like, okay, what do I have to do? But their heart is not in there. There's no heart in here. They are still there because they are competent, and because they are very responsible, and because they sign a contract. But their soul is not there. Their heart is not there. But they know that it's self-preservation, guys. It's like the way of them not get affected by that. That's why they don't engage. That's why they turn their back on it. You know, it's like, okay, yes, we know what you're doing, but we let it go really easily and we move on. We are not going to talk about it. We are not going to discuss about it. You do what you want to do with the footage, or you put the description that you want to, but we are not going to go further with this. I'm sure. I'm sure. Even about the boys, I read about some, I think that some Jobis were like talking about this, how the boys were so miserable on Kingdom, that I think that the good part about Kingdom for them was that they were able to spend time with their seniors or with people, artists that they truly admired, you know, and that you definitely can see chemistry there. But I think that they were, every time you are like, oh, would you come back to Kingdom? They were like, no. They were like, no, please. And thank God that I didn't win, because but yes, they also, I think that when they signed for Road to Kingdom, for them was an opportunity, you know, for them was an opportunity to, okay, we got to do this because we have to show ourselves, we have to do it. But probably, yes, just like Monster X, what would Monster X do there? If they were not, Monster X is really busy. They don't need that show. Thank God. And probably they know that they cannot rely on those shows, because they somehow, like, they are like, okay, we done this for you, now you return the favor, you know. And it's no, guys. Okay, the last question. I'm going to go, guys, because I have to assist a birthday today of my niece and I have to get ready. Jimin OST. Jimin OST. Oh yes, they told me I should watch it, but I don't want to. I'm going to cry. I cannot stand survival shows. I know that the final product, but I cannot stand like seeing them compete and people get eliminated and then cry. You know. And also the evil, yes, the evil editing, and that is not just about the evil editing. It's just the stress on those guys' faces, or the girls the same. You know, they have the cameras on their faces and they are like trying. So I would faint on stage if I would be under so much pressure. And they are so skinny. Like, do they fit these people? Like. Do they eat? I think that when they are in those competitions, they do not eat. They are on diets. Jimin OST. Jimin OST. Okay. The World. The World, definitely for Jimin. I think that Jimin is going to, Jimin is going to go worldwide, actually. He is worldwide, BTS is worldwide. But I think that for him, it's like also closing a cycle. You know, this, like I always say, the world is about cycles. So probably he does want to close a cycle, being like, okay, I want to share this with my fans, and then I want to enter a new era. I want to do something different. So probably, I'm not a fan personally of OST. I think that I have a lot of army friends that they were talking about Jin's OST, and I think that there were JK's OST, and it's not that I don't like the songs, it's more that I don't like the OST vibe. I think it's too depressing, but it fits definitely. It fits its purpose definitely. So I think that for him it will be like, okay, another activity. But I think that Jimin is ready also, and is very eager to enter a new style of artistry. You know, probably he wants to close this cycle so he can work on something very different to what he been doing before. So this OST will be like the opportunity for him to finish this era, you know. Probably he wants to try a darker concept or something like that, you know. He's going through transformation also, Jimin. Jimin is also going through transformation where he also doesn't want to repeat things again. So yes, he's going to be very picky also about his projects, future projects, and probably also since we have the world, I think that it's going to do great on the charts, the OST, because I think it's going to do great globally. But yes, our Mochi is expanding. He's slowly moving on from life and events. He's letting go something. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. You should go too. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. As always, I appreciate you. Yes, I'm happy for Jimin because I know how difficult for Jimin is to break cycles. Jimin sometimes tend to, you know, to be a bit repetitive with things. He doesn't know it, but sometimes he gets caught up in a cycle where things start happening over and over to him, you know, and he doesn't know how to get out. So yes, guys, I'm going to see you next week with my other my other videos, of course, that I'm going to post today about, you know, new ideas that you want me to read for during the week. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Please take care of yourself. Be safe. Have fun if you have the possibility. Breathe air, please. Get out, and I know if it's right, it's not rainy. If it's not rainy, you can go out. Please breathe. Ground yourself. You know, like just let go everything of the week. Let it go. Tomorrow is a brand new day. Let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy that we have each other. So yes, let's just keep going, guys. Thank you so much for being here.